Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Harley Davidson coming out with a heavyweight cruiser, a tourer, that is electrically powered, electric motors on a big touring motorcycle. Whatever next. Let's get into this one. So, listen, Harley Davidson, but parent company of LiveWire, the EV division of Harley Davidson. Of course, they're their own company now. They've got a few bikes in the making, and I've talked about this on other videos in terms of LiveWire teaming up with Kimco to produce the next generation S3 scooters, electric scooters, that kind of thing, right? I made a video a while back. The next generation after that is this S4. So they've got the S2 Del Mar and different ones, the Mulholland and all that sort of stuff. They've also got this S3, this new variation, these electric scooters, but then they've got this S4, this S4 range, and they're calling it the Honcho, or project name Honcho, S4 Honcho, and it's going to be much bigger batteries in a much bigger motorcycle frame, and it's going to be something that is either a cruiser, or it's going to be some kind of tourer with touring capability, right? So, is it a good idea? I suppose this is a question. You know, I'm laughing here because you probably think, well, no, it's not a good idea. Okay, let's put it this way. Will fans of Harley Davidson in particular, will they like this? Now, I suppose we've got to draw back a little bit from this because it's not coming out immediately. We're talking about 2027, 2028, possibly at the earliest, right? So there's another 2 or 3 years to go before this comes in. But they filed design plans and patents for this already, LiveWire and Harley Davidson. So it is there. They are thinking about it. It's either going to be in a cruiser design motorcycle or a big tourer, all-purpose tourer. But the question is, what kind of technology will it be? Will it be compatible with the riding lifestyles in 2027, 2028 and beyond? What will the battery be like? What will the charging be like? All that kind of stuff. The whole point of going on a touring ride, a tour, long distance rides, that you just basically, you do it at your own pace. And if you want to go faster in terms of leg time, and you just want to quickly pull into a petrol station, gas station, quickly fill up and on you go again, you can do that. The electrics, no, you're going to have, obviously right now, limited range. Now, obviously, if there is a bigger battery, a bigger, heavier bike, that's still going to draw a lot of juice. So you're probably talking maximum, even with forecasting what range is going to be, maximum 200, 250 miles. So some people would say, well, actually, it has to be better than that. Well, actually, if you've ever ridden 250 miles in one stint, that is actually quite a long way to go. So then you got to think of, okay, let's just say all over the world. Well, the most abundant energy available to road users is petrol, right, or diesel. Yeah, it depends on which type of vehicle you have. The most abundant energy that isn't available is electric. Right now, obviously, it's getting better and better and better. And some areas will have better electric charging distribution than others. Obviously, you're getting those electric sort of charging stations now, right? They're starting to develop up. But essentially, you're going to have a much bigger network of charging stations all over the United States, all over the world, right? Especially if you want to use these. So, potentially, let's just say in the future, that is all ticked. All those boxes are ticked in terms of range, in terms of electric performance. It can drive the weight of the big motorcycle, all loaded up with heavy bags and 2-up riding and all that kind of stuff. It can sustain or withstand all the different weather conditions. And there's a charging network all over, let's say, the world that can easily charge these bikes. And even let's just say they have to take half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour to charge up. Well, let's face it, you've been on the road for 250 miles, 200 miles at a time, taking an hour break whilst the bike is on charge. is not a bad thing, right? It's an easy thing. You have a bite to eat, you stretch your legs, wash your face, whatever you're going to do when you're on the tour, and whilst the bike is charging. I can see it happen. I can see there being a world where electric bikes on tours might be the way to go, right? The problem here is that if you don't achieve that range, and if you don't achieve that touring ride experience that you really want. And part of the touring experience it's about planning. Yes, it's about route planning and everything like that. But it's also about trying to overcome situations. And most situations are nothing to do with the motorcycle per se. It's got nothing to do with the energy that you'll use. Okay, petrol. In the case of motorcycles, right? Gas. You're not going to be, most cases, you're not going to have to, you just give it a little bit of a thought about where you're going to gas up or, pull into a petrol station, garage to put some petrol in. Now, on the odd occasion when you get it wrong, right, you run out of gas, petrol, it's a very easy fix, right? It's a very easy fix. You can just, try and flag somebody down, see if they got some spare petrol, siphon some out, or just walk a few miles to the nearest, push your bike, really. Yeah, it's tough, right? To the nearest gas station, and then you're able to fill up, or go somewhere and get somebody to bring you some back, right? So we all know how this works. Electric is a different thing. Once there's no charge in it, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. There's only way of that getting recharged or whatever. You have to put it on the back of a trailer, a truck, and away you go. So they have to overcome that, right? And that's going to be part of the touring experience. And that might put a lot of people off. It's not about the planning for electrics. It's about when everything goes wrong. We have a saying in the industry that I was in, it's probably a well-used saying for many industries, that you plan for the worst and you hope for the best. If you're planning for the worst, means that is a real possibility of running out of charge on longer tours, especially in colder temperatures, with battery issues being affected by colder temperatures, and also you being heavily laden with another, with a pillion rider, and also with your bags full of touring stuff. Then all of a sudden, you got a bit of a problem. But let's just say, for example, again, I'm going to draw back for it. Let's just say again that no, that's all going to be sorted out, and the future rider in the next 2 or 3 years, 4 years, is going to be perfectly happy with that because time moves on, right? I get it, right? So the question is, will this appeal to conventional Harley Davidson riders? Will this appeal to conventional motorcycle tourers of all types? And I think you just got to ask yourself, is it likely that it will appeal to these kinds of people who will use a touring motorcycle to go on a tour? I'm not talking about having a touring motorcycle that will just do very short sectors, right? I would buy a touring motorcycle, and for the most part, it would not be to go on big, longer tours. One is, lifestyles and things like that, but also the kind of riding that I do now, most of it, I'm kind of relatively short sectors, 50 odd miles here or there, but it's more to do with carrying stuff with me and going places and that kind of thing, or going on mini tours or day tours, and I might go for a couple of 100 miles and come back. But in terms of going off for 3 or 4 weeks, maybe in a couple of years' time, when lifestyle changes, but right now, it's not really for me. So that kind of motorcycle, electric tourer motorcycle, might appeal to me, but if I was adamant that I was going on longer tours, then it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be, because I'd want something that I can easily get energy into it, and that'd be petrol, right? And I want something that I know it's proven, and proven not just in terms of the last couple of years, proven in terms of a whole history, a motorcycle riding history. And I know that there are services there around all over that can fix it. Remember, plan for the worst and hope for the best. So in terms of planning for the worst, can I get energy into it? Petrol, yes, okay. Loads of gas stations everywhere, and even if I run out the side of the road, people are usually going to be able to pull over, and as long as they're not a serial killer, they'll be able to help me out, right? But the other thing is, let's just say something goes technically wrong with the bike, the chances of you finding somebody to be able to fix that bike or even have an idea about how to fix it mechanically, right, you're going to have a much better option or much better chance of getting that done, and you'll be on your way. But if it's an electric bike, again, the market of techs and just general mechanics or electricians who are going to be able to work on that bike in a plentiful supply wherever you are is going to be a very limited number. So therefore, you're not going to be able to go on your tour. So I don't think this is going to appeal to Harley Davidson riders, traditional Harley Davidson riders, even new riders, right? You want a Harley to look like a Harley, to ride like a Harley, and to sound like a Harley. That's the whole fucking point, really, you know, pardon my French. But also, if you're just a general motorcycle tourer, you know, if you're into the big adventure bike tours or, you know, the other big tours, you know, like I don't know, a BMW K1600 or an RT, one of my favorites, a Honda Goldwing, whatever it is, right? Then you're just going to be getting into those bikes. You not necessarily want to think about EV bikes, right? You like what you like and away you go. So again, so whomever this might be aimed at, I think it's going to fail again. So then you got to ask yourself the question, what's the point? What's the point of even going down this road for this LiveWire? You're going in the wrong direction, Harley Davidson and LiveWire. You're going in completely the wrong direction because it's just going to fall on deaf ears. People are not really going to be interested in it. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I'm talking about numbers. I always talk about numbers in my videos. There'll always be certain people who will be interested in it. If you like it, great. I'm pleased for you. Fantastic. Go for it. If that's the kind of bike you want, an electric cruiser or electric touring motorcycle, fantastic. You have it. Go at it. Right? But I'm talking about numbers here. The numbers. How many people realistically are going to want to buy that bike? Are we talking thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people? Or are we talking a very limited number? Are we talking 50, 60, 100 bikes, a couple of hundred bikes, 300 bikes, whatever it is? For the amount of investment that's required, for the amount of return that you'll need to cover that, it won't do anything. So therefore, you're on a lost lead again. So therefore, you're just you're heading for bankruptcy here. It's never going to work. Now, if they were saying, right, our S3 bikes, you know, these King & Co bikes, you know, the little scooters, that's going to be the class leader for us, for our brand. You know, this is LiveWire and Harley Davidson. I'll be like, okay, I get that. I buy that. Yeah, good. If you get the pricing right, and obviously you come in with Korean maker Kimco, then all of a sudden you think, yeah, I get it. I understand this. This could be a real revenue earner. But if you're going in completely the opposite direction with big heavyweight bikes and big heavy batteries and so on and so forth to attract the tourer market, it's almost like you're deluded. It's almost like you have no idea what you're doing. It's like pie in the sky stuff. So this is where I'm at with it. I read an article with it because I'm reading an article here from Ride Apart. Yeah, good article, and it's, you know, I suppose they're asking very similar questions that I'm asking as well. But I'm just kind of wondering, well, why even bother? Why even bother go down this route? It's almost like, again, it's like an EV wet dream, EV designer's wet dream here, to have something that, you know, maybe a very limited supply of people might go for it. But if you want to make this EV a going concern, if you want to make your company a going concern, just stay away from this kind of stuff, because it's just going to make the company fail even more, or it's going to make the company fail so much that it requires Harley Davidson to bail it out even more. And I'll be very interested to see if a company like Harley Davidson continues to bail out this project, LiveWire or LiveWire. I'd be very interested to see what the investors into LiveWire, what do they feel about this kind of direction that potentially going. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But an S4 honcho, a heavyweight, a tourer, a cruiser, electrically driven, is that what you really want? I don't think so. Certainly not for me. For so many different reasons. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, keep on watching the videos, and I'll catch you again. Bye now.